Well, I was part of a non-profit incubator that was funded by NASA, and the incubator wasn't really working. It was non-profit. The new ones came in, so we're looking for a new model on how to help entrepreneurs. And basically, when the idea struck, and we realized that we're not really using the internet to start companies. I mean, we use it for everything else. You get your groceries, you get your dry cleaning, you find your boyfriend, girlfriend online, you even can get divorced online in America. But when it comes to building a business, it's you with a buddy and a beer in a bar, all right? So, but how about if you find 100, 200, 500, 1,000 people that are passionate about the same thing you are, that give you their honest opinion, their ideas, their connections, help you with tasks, you can build a better company. So we built a platform with attempt to do so, put the platform live in beta in August of 2013 at the same time as Elon Musk was presenting the Hyperloop project. And when he said he didn't want to do it because he was too busy with Tesla and SpaceX, it seemed like a perfect fit. So we reached out, asked for permission to put it onto the platform, and then ask our community, should we be working on this? So not only did they say we should be working on it, but they actually said, hey, I want to be part of this. So we created a small team, incorporate the company, and then said everybody who would like to join and work in exchange for stock options with a minimum of 10 hours per week, please apply. We got around 200 applications, got a team together of around 100 people, and started working. At the beginning, I didn't want it to be the person driving everything because I wanted to continue with the next projects. But it's when it's not your vision and with a completely new model, a lot of times people might actually, they tend to go back to what it used to be at the beginning, and so what they know, rather than trying to change what they're doing and find a new way. You have those issues all the time. We have those discussions all the time when it's like, okay, well, when we have big funds in here, they want to do things different, like there should be. And I'm always questioning, well, how should they be? I mean, why does anybody think that the old style works better? In fact, I mean, what we're doing works amazingly. It's not perfect. There's a lot of areas where we can improve, but you need to figure out how to improve it. But this is the easiest company I've ever built. So we have on one hand the community. We have over 30,000 people inside the community. To them, basically, you just throw out tasks, you throw out questions. On the other hand, we have a core team. The core team is divided into teams. Smaller teams, normally between 4 and 7 people. They have tasks, they have deadlines, they have deliverables, so just like in any other company. It's
how do you organize it? Do they organize it themselves?
Normally there's one person inside the team that takes the lead, that organize. We have a structure, we have teams that then move the others forward and make sure that they meet their deadlines and report. It's basically Agile Scrum, but adapted based on, it's very task driven, because then those tasks you can give them out to the crowd. The challenge is that if someone is not motivated by money, so if they're not working because you're paying them, you need to get their buy-in on everything, right? So that's a challenge. You can't just say, hey, do this because I say so. You need to really explain them, hey, this is important because of this, which is sometimes a challenge. I mean, it's hard, it's difficult. We're still trying to get better and figure it out. But actually, I think our whole team is they're very passionate. Right? You can't wish for more than having people that are not motivated by money, that would come, that are coming basically not because they're paid, but because they believe in the project, they want to move things forward. So that alone solves a lot of issues, because even if I have a day where I'm not that you know, motivated in terms of like, or I have down days, which is in an entrepreneur's life, it's normal, right? One day you think you're the king of the world, and the next day you think I'm never going to make this. They're there pushing, like you can't even stop. It's rolling, you know. They're moving forward no matter what, and that's really great. It's the easiest company I've ever built. There's one team that's their job is exactly that, integrating everything and moving things forward. Stock options are distributed by the hour, so just like salary would be. So I think it's easy in our case because everybody sees a problem, right? When you're in an airport, when you're traveling, it's just a mess. And once you dig a little bit deeper and you realize that this is an industry that really hasn't innovated for quite some time, it's actually pretty easy to disrupt it. So I think we all strive always for a better life, and we know it's possible. I mean, you know, we're not using anything that's not realistic. It's everything that we are talking about are things that we're doing on a daily basis, on you know, with the devices that we have in our pocket. So. Well, you know, it's 2016. I've seen robotic butterfly. I've seen people implanting chips that make a monkey walk again after the spinal cord went through. Technology is never a barrier. There's always 2 or 3 solutions to every problem, and once you know that, it's easy to put that away. It's always the question is more, you know, is the technology is there? Are we at a point where it makes economic sense, right? Which has to go together. But I also believe that as an entrepreneur in general, you have to, I don't want to say, well, I would say you have to be crazy, right? You have to not see completely always everything through, because a lot of the solutions are coming along the way. Most people don't do ever anything because they overthink things. So, but if you really start taking one problem at a time and you work your way through, things get actually much easier. So we have everything. I would say we have retired people that maybe the society doesn't want anymore, that are amazing, that used to be amazing scientists. We have some that were part of the Manhattan Project, the Apollo Project. Guys with amazing backgrounds and plenty of time. Then we have the guy who just finished university, who knows the latest tools and the latest technologies. And now there's a knowledge transfer on both sides, for example. There is the professional who is not really happy with his job. Maybe doesn't use his skill sets completely only for what he wants to do, but he wants to participate in something meaningful for him, something for his passion. So it's really all kinds of people, but they're all driven, all united by the same passion for solving this problem and making a small dent in the universe, participating in something that's important. So we filed the building permits beginning of the year. We did some mapping and surveying. We're doing the environmental studies right now in Quay Valley, Kings County, California. So we expect by 2019 to open to the public. We also signed an agreement with the country of Slovakia. We're now looking into solutions in Bratislava with a vision to later connect Bratislava-Vienna, Bratislava-Budapest. So yeah, I think 2019, 2020 are going to be the moment when you can write the first one. Well, so we started back in 2013. We were the first ones, and we knew it had to be a movement. Actually, something like this has been tried before. There were several projects in the past, and they all failed because they were depending on one nation, one country, a government's money. So we realized this had to be bigger. And the way that we did it, I think, was really by having an open approach and tell people you can join us. Now, of course, once you do the work and you say, hey, this is actually doable, some people see the opportunity to make some money, so they're trying and doing it for themselves. That's fine. I mean, part of a movement is also that it doesn't depend only on yourself, right? If something happens to me, I still want it to happen. There's several companies. Actually, at the beginning, everybody was doubting it. You don't want to be alone in the market. Now, today, there's several projects all around the world, and it's not a question anymore if it happens, it's just a question when it happens, like you just did. And I think that's really the right way and the right approach. So every success from our point of view of any of the other companies is our success to move it forward. There's a lot of discussion about failure, right? I think it's not that you shouldn't care about failure. I think one of the main elements of an entrepreneur is persistence, right? There's my favorite business quote is actually from Rocky, and it's not about how hard you can hit, but it's how hard you can get hit. And I think that's the way it is. It's really about how often can you get back up and move forward step by step every single day. And most of the time that's really the issue. So it's not about failure is not being an option. You try things. They might not work. You don't have to be ashamed of it. I think it's more important that you're trying to change and do something rather than sitting around and not doing anything. But sometimes I feel that it's used as an easy excuse because people are, playing. They're not really serious. If there's no money, then I don't do this. I mean, being an entrepreneur is really, really hard. And it's really hard on your psychology. It goes up and down. You have high highs and very low lows. And, if you're not persistent, it can't really work. You don't have to be the smartest. You don't have to have the best idea. You don't have to be at know the right people. If you're persistent, you will actually at the end succeed. You have a team. I have a team. I have people that are pushing me forward even if I'm down one day. But then it's normal to be down sometimes. You don't have to be worried about it. You know that it's like that, and you're just like, okay, for today it's enough. Let me go home and watch a movie or go to the cinema. And tomorrow you wake up and it's a new day and you start from scratch. So it's really not an option. Not at all. So he said he didn't have enough time to work on it, so he wanted someone else to pick it up, and that's what we did. So we never, we didn't want him to believe that we just do it to use his name. It wasn't about him. We didn't want it to have him have the impression that we wanted something from him, because that's not needed. Like, one of the important parts that we want to show with what we're doing is actually that you don't need money to do big things. And if you want so, I think Elon Musk is doing great things, but it's easy to do great things when you have a couple of $100 million in the bank, right? I think it's much more interesting to inspire people to change the world without having any money and showing that anybody can do this. I think more billionaires should try to change the world like he does. So, totally supportive. But again, trying to do something big rather than building just the next app. I think that's the inspiration behind it.